everyone. So prelims have already ended. So we will now open a new topic, which is financial tools and concepts. From our previous lessons, we already learned that finance is an important function of any business. And one of the functions of a finance manager is to plan. So we have financial planning. Financial planning is concerned with the economical procurement and profitable use of funds. Meaning, financial planning includes determining kung asa ta mo kuha og funds and unsaon nato paggamit ang atong funds. So, Gutman and Dougal defined financial planning as concerned with the raising, controlling, and administering of funds used in business. On the other hand, Bonneville and Dewey defined financial planning as consists in the raising, providing, and managing of all the money, capital of funds of any kind to be used in connection with the business. So, unsa man ang similarities sa ilang definition? Kani raising, controlling, and administering of funds. So, raising kanang concerns with asa ta mo kuha, kung mo-borrow ba ta or mag-invest ba ta new capital. Then we also have controlling or managing, so kanang unsaon nato paggamit. And we also have kaning administering, so kung asa nato gamiton ang funds na atong na raise. Financial planning is a very important element of the overall planning of the business. It also includes the following. First is estimating the required capital to finance business. So, mag-determine ta if pila o how much ang capital nga kinahanglan sa business. So, it includes kung unsa ang assets nga gamiton, kung atong inventories, yana. Then second is determining capital structure. Capital structure meaning how much of our capital is coming from debts or equity. So, naatay 40-60, 40% ba is gikan sa debt, or 60% is equity financed, or we have 30-70, 30% debt financed, or 70% equity finance. So, financial planning includes determining kung unsay structure sa atong capital. The next is policy making on how to properly use capital. So, dapat kanang mag-set pud tag policies and guidelines kung unsaan nato pag-use sa capital nga atong na-raise, sa kanang capital nga gi-invest sa atong investors. Then, lastly is we have formulating programs or activities that would best use the capital. So, since naman tayo na-raise na capital, so, kanang capital is dapat magamit nato siya in its effectively and it's in most optimum use. So, dapat kanang tanan or kanang na-raise nga to nga funds is magamit nato siya sa pang-business lang. Then, kanang dapat maka-generate tag profits using the capital nga atong gi-invest. So, after establishing kanang policies, kanang pag-determine sa capital structure, sa program formulation, so, ang end process ani is the financial plan. So, financial plan is a formal and defined series of steps or goals and provides direction and meaning to your financial decisions. So, ang end process after formulating policies and guidelines on the procurement, investment, and distribution of funds is called financial plan. So, natay duha ka kinds of financial plan. We have the long-term financial plan and the short-term financial plan. So, Long-term financial plan is a set of goals that lay out overall direction and guides the departments, so kanang mga sales department, marketing department. The long-term financial plan helps guide these departments toward the strategic goals of the company. So, di ba, every company is natay vision, mission, and goals. So, ang long-term financial plan is nagsilbi siya nga guide para sa mga departments on achieving the strategic goals of the company. On the other hand, ang short-term financial plan is, more specific siya nga actions, short-term actions, na kanang, gihapon siya, towards strategic goal, pero kana specific siya and short-term. So, it includes kanang sales forecast, pag-budget sa cash, pag-budget sa inventory, sa production budget, yan na. So, we will learn some differences between long-term financial plan and short-term financial plan. So, as to persons involved, ang long-term financial plan is requires more participation from top management. Kinsa man naa sa top management? So, kaning mga president, CEO, vice president, so kana sila ang mag-formulate sa long-term financial plan. On the other hand, ang short-term financial plan, ang persons involved ani is mga lower to middle level managers. So, kanang manager sa sales department, manager sa marketing department, HR nga na. So, mag-convene na sila, then mag-formulate sila o kanang mga short-term financial plan. Kahit ano man. Since frontliners manggod sila, so, they are more knowledgeable sa kung unsa ang needs sa company in terms of kanang day-to-day na operations. So, next is, as to time period, ang long-term financial plan is 2 to 10 years ang span niya. So, long-term gani, so, measured in years ka na. Pang long-term na plano. Then, ang short-term financial plan is measured siya in 1 year or less. So, mga months ra. Okay, short-term gani, so, kanang months ra nga na, weeks nga na, quarter. So, dili siya mulapas sa 1 year. Then, as to the level of detail, ang long-term financial plan is less kay general plan man gud siya. General plan siya nga that would relate to the goals, to the strategic goals, to the overall goals of the company. While ang short-term financial plan is more detailed siya, specific actions niya mo-fulfill sa atong strategic goals. Next is focus. Ang focus sa long-term financial plan is ang direction of the company. So, large scale siya, whole company scale siya nga financial plan. Kay direction of the company naman atong hihisgutan ani. So, sa strategic goals na ito, kanang vision na sa company, ang mission sa company, ang focus niya. While on the other hand, ang short-term financial plan, ang focus niya is day-to-day function of the business. Kanang everyday operations ng business, if nasunod ba, if nice ba ang pag-operate, if smooth ba ang pag-operate. So, mao na siya ang target sa short-term financial plan. Next is, we have the steps to follow during financial planning. So, we have 7 steps. First is, we have to identify goals and objectives. Ang businesses is naaman na sila vision, mission, and goals, di ba? So, ang atong goals and objectives sa financial planning, dapat align na siya sa company VMG. Then, next is, we have to gather information. Unsa man pag-gather og information? So, natay mga feasibility studies, mga market studies, supply and demand analysis. So, mao na siya some of the few ways on how to gather information. Then next is analyze situation and think about your options. So, what situation are we in? And what are the possible courses of action na we should take? So, sa diri nga step is ma-answer na siya nga question. Makaibaw ta kung sa may nahitabo sa not just in sa ato but also kanang sa outside environment bitaw nato. And also makakuan ta kanang mag-list down ta sa kung unsa ang atong pwedeng himuon para ma-achieve nato ang atong goals despite sa situation nga naa nato karon. The next is we have workout strategies. So kanang from the options bitaw nga atong na-determine sa third step, maghimutag mga plan, mga contingency plan like plan A, plan B, and contingency plan in case mo-fail ang atong main plans. So next is, of course, we have to execute those strategies. The next is follow up. So, nganong mag-follow up man ta? Kay basin ang atong gi-execute nga strategies is dili kanang di bitaw siya match or wala niya ma-fulfill ang atong goals and objectives or wala niya ma-meet ang atong expected outcome. So, need nato siya i-follow up if na-meet ba ang atong expected outcome. So, lastly, we have to exam and revise strategy. So, maulag ito. Mag-follow up ta to determine if na-meet ba ang atong expected outcome. Then, kung dili, mag-revise na pud ta. Maglahi na pud tag strategies kay di ba katong pag sa step 4 is natay plan A, plan B, plan C, then if ang atong first nga gi-execute is si plan A, then wala siya nitunong, so mag-plan B na pud ta. Unya i-execute na po, then tan-aw na pod if na-achieve ba ang atong goals using plan B. So magsikitag magsikitag follow up, magsikitag revise until ma-achieve na nato ang atong goals and objectives. Okay, so for example, unsa man ang atong goal? So as a business, ang atong goal is makakuan tag profit, to earn profit. Then mag-gather tag information. Unsa man nato pag-earn og profit? So pwede ta mamaligya, pwede ta muutang unsa ba nga na. Then analyze situation and think about options. So unsa man ta karon? Pandemic man ta, dili ta makagawas basta-basta, then dili pwede magtapok nga na. Then unsa man atong option? Pwede ta mag-online selling. Unsa man atong pwedeng i-sell? Pwede ta mamaligya load, kanang RTWs. So natay options. Then workout strategies. If mag-online selling ka, na ba kay supplier? So if naa kay supplier, so okay ra na siya. Pwede na nimo i-try. So i-execute na nimo, mag-start na kag online selling. Then mag-follow up ka. So after a month or 2 of online selling, na-achieve ba ang imong goal which is to earn profit? So if yes, then maghuna-una ka kung unsa man ang nabay ways to improve. Then so mag-gather information na pud ka, mag-analyze na pud ka situation, then mag-execute na pud kag new strategies para ma-improve ang imong current situation. Then same thing siya if kanang gi-execute nimo nag-online selling ka, then pag follow up nimo is wala man ka nakakuan og profit, nagka-loss pagani ka. So, mag-revise na pud ka sa imong strategies. Basin dili profitable ang online selling. So, basin magkuan ka, unsa man ha? Basin ganahan ka magbalik yag load, nga na. So, mao na siya ang simple example sa financial planning steps. Then we have objectives of financial planning. So, unsa man ang ganahan ma-achieve sa kanang ganahan ma-achieve if mag financial planning ta. So, first is determine capital requirements. Na-mention ni nato kanina nga financial planning includes estimating required capital, di ba? So, capital requirements include kanang cost of assets, kanang expected expenses nga magasto nato. Then, it also includes kanang short-term expenses, short-term purchases nga na, and long-term expenses or kanang mga long-term nga expected nga gastuon nato. The next is we have ensure adequacy of funds. So, dapat kanang ang atong funds is enough for us to meet or to achieve our goals. So, dapat dili magkuwang ang atong funds, dili kuwang atong funds para ma-achieve nato ang atong company goals. The next is we have to balance costs and risks. Nga naman kay sa atong business is naman tay investors. So, ang investors is mo invest man na sila kay na sila expected nga return. So, mag-financial planning ta para to make sure nga ang investors is mabawi nila ang ilang kanang capital nga invest sa ato ang business. The next is determine capital structure. So, like what I said, kanang optimal capital structure nga kung more on debt financing ka ba or equity financing. So, kung ganahan ba ka mo borrow, greater ang kanang debt ratio bitaw nimo, greater ang funds nga gi-borrow nimo sa outside sources, or ganahan ba ka ang imong funds is through investments sa investors or investments by the owner himself. Then we have put funds into optimum use. So, dapat ang funds is gamiton ra siya on the genuine needs of the company. So, kung unsa ra jud ang kinahanglan sa company, ato ra kana ra gud ang gastuan nato using the funds. Then kanang make sure nga ang atong funds is dili bitaw ma-waste. So, if possible kanang we will only use the funds sa kanang mga profitable bitaw nga mga endeavors. So everyone who has financial challenges to overcome or financial goals to achieve need a plan that contributes to their financial stability and wealth. So, if nakay kanang financial challenges nga ganahan i-overcome or kanang nabitaw kay goals nga ganahan ko mga nikupuhon nga na. So, dapat nakay plan kung unsaon na nimo siya pag-achieve or kung unsaon nimo pag-overcome sa imong financial challenges. So, next is we have characteristics of a sound financial plan. So, a sound financial plan should be, first is, dapat simple. So, financial plans should be easily understood by the reader. Kay ang complicated manggod na financial plan is, it might cause confusions to some people. So, mas maayo nang kanang simple ra bitaw, kanang straight to the point ang imong financial plan para whoever nga makabasaan na is makasabot sila sa dayon nga, okay, so mao ni ang iyang ganahan buhaton. Next is, dapat based siya on clear-cut objectives. So, like what I said, kanang naman tayo vision, mission, goals. So, dapat ang imong financial plan is based sa kung unsay goals sa kanang unsay ganahan ma-achieve sa imong company. So, dapat adto mag-base ang imong financial plan. The next is, dapat flexible. Nga naman, kay ang future manggod is dili sure na ay nabitaw ka ng mga unforeseen events. So, dapat ang imong financial plan, ready siya to adapt to unexpected changes. Kay if dili bitaw ready ang imong financial plan sa mga changes, kung rigid siya nga na, malimit ang kanang development sa imong projects, kanang malimitahan bitaw. Kay dili man ka prepared sa sudden changes, kay ang imong financial plan is para lang ingani nga scenario, unya pag abot sa time is lahi di ay ang situation na, then ang imong financial plan is dili mo cater sa unexpected changes nga na. So mag-change na pud kag kuan, it will take another time na pud sa pagplano sa kanang pagkuan sa funds. So it will na-waste na ang imong time. Kay ang imong financial plan dili flexible. Yeah, next is economical. So dapat ang atong financial plan minimum costs, dapat ang atong mga plans is will only take up minimum costs, pero ang iyang return bitaw nato is dagko. Mas dako ang return kaysa sa cost. The next is, dapat, of course, ang financial plan, prepared siya according to government policies and regulations, because if dili, basin makuanta, maka-violate ta sa law, so mas dako pa siya na problema. Now we have the financial planning process. So, ang first step ani is to make explicit assumptions on the sales and kanang imong costs, imong expected income and kanang expenses. So, nakay sales forecast, cash budget, production budget. So, mao siya ang outcome diri sa first step. Unya, next is mag-prepare ka sa projected financial statement. So, nakay projected statement of comprehensive income, projected statement of financial positions, projected statement of cash flows, ana. Then, mag-analyze ka. You have to analyze and evaluate those projected financial statements. So, pag prelim is kay bao naman mo unsa unang horizontal o vertical analysis and also ratio analysis. Then lastly, top management will review and evaluate projected financial plans. So, i-check nila if nikuan ba siya, if it aligns with the current trends, present trends, and if mumatch bitaw siya sa kanang development sa external environment, if wala ba ni simang ang imong financial plan sa kung unsay nahitabo in reality. So, kani sila ang upat is always anchored and aligned sa company vision and mission. So, lastly, we have limitations of financial planning. First is difficulty in forecasting. Since financial plans are made using expected situations, ang future manggod is dili bitaw nato, di ta sure kung unsay mahitabo ugma. So, ang financial plan is nag-assume ta nga basin ingani ang situation, pero future manggod siya, so it's difficult to foresee kung unsa jud ang mahitabo. So, ang atong financial plan is more on assumption ra na siya. So, it's a limitation nga nag-assume ra man ta nga basin ingani ang mahitabo, then we have room for dili po siya doubts, pero we have room for unexpected changes bitaw. That's why ang atong financial plan should be flexible in case na ay mga unexpected changes nga mahitabo kanang mo deviate bitaw sa atong expected sa atong kanang expected nga situation nga first gi-assume when we made the financial plan. The next is difficulty in change. So, nakay financial plan then nakapalit na kag kuan, nakapalit na kag equipment nga nakagasto na ka, dili na siya mabalik. Di ba? So, ang financial plan is maglisod na kag change if na-implement na nimo. So, na siya, limitation po na siya. The next is problem of coordination. Especially kanang mga short-term financial plan bitaw nga it concerns the different departments. So, basin kanang ang manager sa usa ka department is wala siya nagkasinabot or nagka-miscommunicate sila sa manager in another department. So, daghan man na silang mga department, daghang mga manager. So, ang problem is, basin dili sila magkasinabot. So, ang financial plan is magubot. Kay, wala man nagkasinabot ang mga managers na in charge sa paghimo sa financial plan. So, it may cause problems of coordination nga dili bitaw matarong nga na. Then pag abot sa higher ups is since sa ubos pagani is dili na kanang dili bitaw tarong ang pagplan. So mabring siya sa higher ups. Pag abot sa long term is kuan mag-domino effect siya nga kuan dili po siya tarong nga pagka plano. So, I think that ends our lesson. Then, for our conceptual activity 4, as I'll ask you to briefly explain financial planning based on your understanding from our discussion. And for the second part is identification of the financial planning steps. So, katong 7, mo choose ra mo adto kung asa nga step na belong kaning 1 to 5. So, it will be discussed further sa MS Forms. So, that ends our module for this week. Any questions will be entertained sa MS Teams. So, just post sa atong queries channel. Thank you and have a nice week.